This Boston blue liner played 5 years of NCAA hockey at Syracuse University, where she captained the team twice and earned a lot of awards and accolades. She made her professional hockey debut in 2022 with Team Adidas in the PWHPA, where she had 5 points in 20 games. She played her first game with Canada's senior national team in 2023 during the rivalry series. She was drafted 34th overall in the PWHL 2023 draft to PWHL Boston, where she later signed a 2-year deal. She's the first and, as far as we know, only student in the Saunier School of Negotiations. Please welcome to the Ice Earn podcast, Jess DiGirolamo. Thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
It is my pleasure. So let's just start with your background, start from the beginning. You're from Mississauga in Ontario. So, I mean, I
Yes.
imagine hockey was everywhere growing up for you?
Yeah. So I started playing hockey when I was 4. I skated when I was 3. I'm from Ontario, so hockey is big in Canada. I wanted to do everything that my brother did, so when he started skating, I wanted to as well. And then when he started playing hockey, I did as well. So he's 3 years older than me, so we were just a hockey family growing up, and we have continued to obviously be like a big sports fan, or sorry, big sports family, and they support me throughout my career.
3 years older, did he continue playing hockey as well, or did he kind of give up at a certain point?
He stopped at a certain point. He's very good at what he does right now for work. But he does play like pickup on the side just to, have some fun. And he'll always give me some pointers here and there. Like he was a D as well, so he for sure messages me and lets me know what I'm doing right or doing wrong.
Giving the professional player some pointers. It's classic older brother.
Yeah, yeah. I think to this day, he still thinks that he's better than me. I know my aunt has wanted us to rent some ice when we're back home to go one on one. So I will let you know how that goes.
That sounds like fun. So, obviously, your brother kind of inspired you to start, but did your parents play at all, or were they just, I mean, Canadian?
Actually, when they were younger, my mom played basketball competitively, and my dad played football. So it was actually, well, my dad played pickup hockey on the side, but my mom doesn't know how to skate. She does kill me though when we get to the court. I will be honest. Her 3 points are crazy. But no, they did not play hockey.
Definitely sounds competitive, though.
Yeah, they definitely are. And to this day, like if my mom wants to play 21, not sure if you know that game,
Yeah,
she does kick my butt. But sometimes I give her a run for her money, but she always ends up winning.
you gotta let him win at something.
Right.
So obviously you played a little bit of basketball, but were there any other sports in your life? Were you like a multi-season athlete or just hockey?
So yeah, I actually played lacrosse during like the season when I didn't play hockey. So it would always go from like hockey to lacrosse, back to hockey to lacrosse. So I would say up until college, I played lacrosse. When I was younger, I played boys box lacrosse. And then when I got to the point where I made the transition over to girls field, and I originally wanted to go to Syracuse for both sports, but because the seasons of both sports kind of, I guess they overlap like too much and into the season. I chose to stick with hockey.
So is that when you kind of, I don't want to say get serious because NCAA is kind of a big deal, but like, is that
Mhm.
when you made the full commitment to like hockey is what you want to do? Or was it earlier than that?
I think I knew that I always wanted to continue to pursue my hockey career. For me, I think lacrosse was always a part of my life since I was young, so I wanted to continue to do that for as long as I could. And I did think lacrosse did help me with my training in the off season. And I do think, some skills in lacrosse transferred over to hockey, so I always wanted to hold on to that. And it obviously taught me lessons that hockey never did. Um, and the skills were able to be transferred over to hockey, so I enjoyed playing lacrosse up until I couldn't play anymore.
What's like something that lacrosse teaches you that hockey doesn't? I never played lacrosse, so
You never played lacrosse.
no,
I would say,
everyone else did.
I would say, that's a good question. But especially when I played boys box cross, the physicality. I mean, now we're playing it in the PWHL. But before it was, understanding how you're going to be able to protect your body, and then if you're going into a situation where, you need to make sure you're bracing in order to protect yourself. But I learned that, from lacrosse and kind of getting like suicide passes in a way, I would say, just kind of being aware. So that helped me in my game for hockey.
Yeah, I guess
Mhm.
that's something. Did you grow up playing boys hockey too, or was that something that you were like girls from the start?
Yeah, I played boys hockey up until the age of, I believe it was 13 or 14, and then I moved over to girls and played 1 year bantam, I think 1 year midget, and then 2 years junior or something like that. And then I went to college. Yeah,
Okay, so
so I played boys hockey and boys lacrosse.
I guess that explains your physicality then.
Yeah, it was actually funny because Babs, you definitely know Babs, but she played Team Ontario. She was like the age group above me, and I played Team Ontario, the age group below. And we ended up playing her. And now to this day, I'm like, do you remember me? And like, we were trying to find like photos of when we played together. But yeah, that was a time. And then in terms of the physicality, I mean, I think I was having this conversation with Hannah not too long ago, but I remember when I got to a point when I was playing boys lacrosse, I think it was the year before I transitioned over to girls fields. Um, the guys would honestly like headhunt me. Like they were like, we want to take out the girl. So like when they would try to go like attack me, the guys on my team would take it honestly personal. And like they would be like fighting like to like protect me, I guess, in a way. But I loved it. And some of the guys to this day who are like in the NHL played with me for boys box, and we like continue to laugh. I see some of them during the summer for training, and it's just like I remember you guys like protecting me. But it's just good memories for sure.
Has there been like a coach that stuck out to you at all, or anything that somebody said to you that has really like just stuck?
I mean, that's a great question. Yes, for sure. My junior coach, Brady Cochran, she was my number one supporter in terms of like coaching wise for hockey. And I remember in 2016, I had broken my jaw, which was like kind of a deal breaker for me. I didn't make a team that I really wanted to make. But she was always reminding me, like, hey, like everybody's path is different. Everybody's journey is different. So, just don't compare yourself to others. Just do what you need to do. And she was my supporter for even to this day. She came to my game when I was in Toronto, and she's always there for me, always if like I need to talk or anything. But I would definitely say her. Yeah, I don't think I'd be here without her.
Did you just get a hit in the jaw and break it, or like was it a sports related injury? I guess is a better way to ask that.
Yes, I broke my jaw during a game. It was actually during like I think it was like a Team Ontario or Team Canada tryout. And I remember I was like picking up speed behind the net, and I kind of went to the outside, um, and somebody had jumped off the bench, and I was just trying to like protect myself, but the person who jumped off the bench ended up hitting me into the open door, um, and I hit my face on the side of like the steel door. I want to say like the part where like it like locks in. So I ended up breaking my jaw like here, and then because I got impacted here, it like snapped off this side. So I actually broken in two spots. I don't wish that upon anybody. I've never experienced something like that. But I don't know, I think it taught me lessons, and yeah, I'm just happy that I have my, I guess, face properly put back together.
I
Shout
would
out, literally shout out to that surgeon. I remember it was kind of a nightmare to figure it all out. But sick kids in Toronto. The doctor was Dr. Forrest, so I'll give him a shout out.
absolutely, absolutely. So not to get like too invasive here, but like jaw wired shut kind of deal.
Jaw wired shut for 1 month. Yeah.
Ooh,
And because my like mouth was obviously shut, I couldn't obviously eat solids. So I was living off of chocolate milk for 1 whole month, and let me tell you, I was miserable because I couldn't even like have like my family members would try to bring me like booster juice and stuff to kind of like make me happier, I guess. But I'm like, I can't even eat this because like seeds are going in my teeth, and then there's no way for me to get the seeds out. But yeah. The craziest part was I had to carry scissors around my whole entire life just in case I needed to throw up or anything. So nobody was lucky enough to get to cut my wires. I was good. Yeah.
my husband's an EMT. He would love that. He would love
Yeah.
nothing more.
Yeah. Well, him and I can connect because I got some crazy stories. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I guess jumping ahead a little bit,
Yep.
When you joined the PWHPA, was this like
Hmm.
I guess was there a moment where you were like, I'm definitely playing professional hockey no matter what happens, and that's just where life took you, or was it like a conscious decision of I love what they're doing, I'm going to go do this no matter what happens?
I guess I'll answer it by saying like I always knew I wanted to play professional hockey. Um, and I think, in talking and being friends with some older girls, I knew, the work that they had put in to kind of get to, the PWHBA and what is now the PWHL. They put in endless hours. I know we talk about it all the time, but I think it was just trying to enjoy the PWHBA year and then figuring out, is professional hockey going to continue for me? And I was happy that it unraveled just the way it did. And obviously was really honored to be drafted in the first ever PWHL draft.
Jumping ahead, I guess, a little bit again, how do you like Boston?
Boston's great. My first year, I got used to the honking. I got used to everybody honking. Driving was so aggressive, or is so aggressive. I'm used to Toronto traffic, which is similar, but Boston, I've never experienced anything like this. But in terms of, I guess another thing would be restaurants, great restaurants here. Um,
Big
and then
North End person?
I love Seaport.
Okay, okay.
Seaport has my heart. But then in terms of like hockey, I mean, my teammates are great. The environment's great. I really enjoy it, and this is my year two, and we'll see what happens because my contract does end this year, so we will see.
Well, we'd love to have you back, obviously. I think personally, I wasn't uh, the most knowledgeable about women's hockey coming into the PWHL.
Hmm.
And just as like a personal anecdote, I can say that you were one of the players who jumped off the page for me.
Hmm.
You, like your first season, kind of only knew a handful of names.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, there was this Jess DiGirolamo who was just throwing hits and getting in the corners. And I was like, okay, I like her game. And obviously, yeah,
Well,
it's
thank you.
kind of here now, of course.
Well, thank you.
Of
I
course.
appreciate it. And also, I would give you a shout out for nobody knows how to say my last name really, and that was spot on. I will give you that.
I'll take it. I will take the compliment all day. Do
Yeah,
you go
no.
by Jessica or Jess? I just assumed it
They
was
call me
Jess.
they call me Digi, but majority of like my family stuff, like they'll call me Jess, and if I'm in trouble, I'll get Jessica.
Mm,
But yeah.
try not to
So
call you that.
whatever you want to call me, that's great. Fans are now calling me 22. I've got Digi, I've got Jess, I don't know, everything.
I don't know how to say this, but like when I'm cheering for my team,
Hmm.
I yell at players like I'm their best friend and like call them nicknames that they
So you'll
probably
get
would.
Digi. Yeah.
I
Digi
have been
this.
saying either Deej or DG.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's good.
I don't want to offend you at all, but
No, 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 you
uh,
definitely will not offend me.
yeah, I'm the idiot screaming in the stands like Ratty's nickname and all that. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
Were you one of the ones that were screaming? When I was in the penalty box, there was somebody who I don't think it was you, but there was somebody who was like banging on the glass, like screaming at me, like in a positive way. But they were just like, "This call sucks." Like it was, yeah, it was great.
no, I wish it was me. I was not near the penalty box. But speaking of the penalty box, I gotta
Yes.
ask the
Okay, okay.
infamous
I
fight
already know what you're
school.
gonna ask. I already know. I already
Tell
know.
me everything. I need to know.
So I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but I would love to fight, but I don't think it's not allowed, obviously. But I don't know. So Jill got a penalty, obviously. Whatever she was doing in that fight, they were looking at each other like, I'm not sure. Like, are we gonna fight? Are we allowed? She ended up getting a penalty, so she was in the box. Then I got a penalty, unfortunately, and then I was in the box. Everybody saw the clip. I believe you sent it to me. That was
I did.
amazing. So we're in the box, and I was like, Jill, like you had to throw some punches there. Like, what was that? Like, I was more of like chirping her, and she was trying to explain to me why she did what she did, and I was like trying to tell her I was giving. Well, it looked like she was giving me pointers, but like I was telling her, I was like, you got to make sure. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I was like, you got to make sure you're grabbing her strong arm, like where her shoulder is here, so that she can't like range of motion punch you. And then with your dominant hand, you're like giving it to her. And she was like telling me how like she was wanting to grab onto her, and like she was like honestly like rearranging my jersey. I'm like, Jill, like let go,
Yeah.
like. And it was just like honestly funny because if you know Jill, Jill is an absolute riot. And when she talks, she is honestly the funniest person. So when she was trying to explain to me what she wanted to do, I was just in there and I was laughing and then I was kind of giving her pointers and then she was telling me what she wanted to, I was yeah. So that's what that whole conversation was or whole visual that everybody saw. Everybody thinks that she was telling me how to fight. I don't know. But it was a memory for sure. Jill is great. And hopefully she does not get into another fight.
Yeah, ideally she stays out of the box, but the entertainment value was through the roof, and I'm glad you were able to set the record straight here.
Yeah. I
If
would
I ever
love
run into her, I'll tell her that you said that, and she needs some pointers.
I would love to the video to go out and somebody just be like wrong answers only. Like what are we talking about? Like that would be great. I want to
That is
see
a
what
good
the
one.
fans would come up with. Like they would probably be hilarious.
A little less serious, I guess. Who has the aux cord in the locker room? Who's the DJ?
Okay, this is a very sensitive topic. So I'm gonna answer this by saying game day now is Sid Bard. Sid Bard does the aux, but every day if whoever gets in first or whoever wants to put on their music, like by all means, put it on. So I think just games would be Sid Bard, but we also if we have like a song request or we want to put a song on, like we could just go grab the aux and put it on. It's nothing like crazy. So I would say anybody could be.
Sensitive topic. Like, are there people jockeying to get in first to get that aux cord?
I would say there was like a situation last year, but this year I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good.
Is there anybody you don't want the aux cord going to?
I'll chirp Hannah, my roommate. I'll chirp her. I don't even know what music she listens to. Every time she's in the
Oh,
car, she
okay.
gets like stressed. If she's driving me somewhere, she gets stressed because she's like clicking on like the radio FM, and I'm like, do you think maybe like she's like just plug your phone in? And I'm like, it's okay. Like we can just listen to the classical music or whatever is going on. So I'll throw Hannah under the bus and tell her that I would not want her to take the music.
Just because she's indecisive, it sounds like. So that's a fair
Yeah, I don't
reason,
even
I would
I don't
say.
think she even knows the music she likes. I don't think she does.
Aw.
So.
What music do you listen to on the way in? Are you a podcast person? Always got headphones during walk-ins. What are we listening to?
So it depends. Because the drive to Lowell is quite long, I can't like get fired up like right away because I'm driving for like over an hour. So I usually listen to some R&B. I love R&B, it's my favorite. But then I'll throw on like rap as we get closer. And then usually during my walk-ins, I will have rap on.
Okay, so in this feud, you're going Drake, I assume, being from Ontario.
It depends. I love Moneybag Yo. Not sure if you know what that is. Pop
Nope.
Smoke. Pop Smoke is good.
Okay, okay.
Drake I can mix in there here and there. And Chris Brown's always a go-to. But that's more R&B.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
throwback.
Throwback. People usually like he's my favorite artist and I always have to explain myself. I'm like, I like him as an artist and that is where I'll leave it at.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I think the whole team kind of gained a nephew in having baby Levi around. So what's
hmm
being an auntie like? What's having him in the locker room or in practices and stuff like?
I am obsessed with him. He is adorable. I love when I see Pelkey come through the door with a stroller and come into the dressing room. I'm always the first one to be like, "Good morning," like, and he's always smiling. I'll sometimes take or carry him to the gym. I did recently just buy him a gift. I got him. I really wanted to get him little Nike Jordans, but they were sold out. So I got him little cute Air Force Ones, and I gave it to him the other day. But he's perfect. We enjoy tummy time together. All of us. We're just laying around. But yeah, he's great, and he definitely is like a light when we get to the rink. Like looking at him, you're reminded that there's more to life than just hockey. And seeing Pelkey happy, and that makes all of us happy, and we are happy to be the aunts of Levy.
I guess jumping back into some more serious topics, quote
hmm
unquote. Talk to me about the playoffs last year. Obviously, it was quite a long ride.
Yep.
In the first round alone, it feels like you went from having like between 17 and 20 minutes of ice time on average to
Hmm.
playing 25 to almost 50 minutes per game with all the overtimes. Like,
Yeah.
what was that like? And how do you adjust to having that much time on ice compared to like a week and a half before?
I mean, playoffs were electric. It was so fun. I, to this day, think that my favorite game was a three overtime game. It was so fun to be booed. I know they had to like put up that like I don't even know the protector because fans were throwing stuff at us. Like it was amazing. And I think the minutes. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference for me. I mean, I'm always trying to prepare myself to be ready for however many minutes I play that night. But I will say that the playoffs in general was so much fun to play in, and I can't wait. Hopefully, we secure a spot with eight games remaining, and I'm looking forward to playoffs because that's going to be a great time.
Was it more fun to be booed in Montreal or have home games at the Songus during playoffs?
I love Songus. Our fans are great. So I would say, I mean, I'm just saying like that three overtime game was the highlight for my year, but in Songus the fans are amazing. I love when they cheer Frankel, like they just keep cheering Frankel, like it's great. Um, but I love how passionate they are, and I love playing at home. So I do really enjoy playoffs in Songus as well.
I wasn't like, trying to get you either. I was just
I know.
joking around with
I was like,
you.
oh my gosh. I'm like, I
No,
was like,
no, no.
I love our fans. I love our fans.
No, I'm just joking. Sorry, I'm a little dry.
No, no,
Um,
no. You're good.
what's your go-to bus, plane, travel activity when you're on the road?
Okay, the bus I absolutely despise. I hate the bus. I'm a bus sick girly, so I need like
Mm.
motion sickness meds. Um, but normally I'm just in and out of napping. I like to go through my old photos. I've been interested in the Wordle recently, so I've been doing like the New York Times crosswords and everything and the games. And I just listen to music. I'm a huge music person, so and then usually I'll have my social time. I'll socialize with everybody, but that's if I'm feeling okay. Because like the long bus rides, not my friend. But um, flying, I love flying. It's fun. More of just like hanging around with the girls, chatting before you get on the plane, and then usually plane, I'm just music dialed into whatever I'm listening to, and that's it. Nothing,
So
nothing
the
special.
the TikTok of you kind of partying in the back of the bus, that was just a one-off. I think it was an
That
away
was a
game.
one-off, but that was after the game, and
Yeah,
the ride was like 10 minutes, and me
yeah.
standing like I was just fired up about our W. Yeah, shout out Caitlin for sewering me on that one, showing everybody my dance moves.
Well, she got you good.
She did, and she sent it to me too. I was like, Caitlin, come on.
I don't know. You seem like a pretty good content creator. You took over the Instagram when you were in Seattle, so I mean,
Yes, that
is
was
that?
what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was just gonna ask, is that something that you would want to repeat? Would you want to take it over again?
I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun, especially, Hannah and I did it together, and I don't know if you've ever saw us interact, but we have a unique friendship, relationship, whatever you want to say. Um, and we just like the way we talk to each other. I don't know. There's probably like hours of footage or clips or because we just don't stop talking. But it was really fun. Hopefully you got to watch, um, I guess the whole project put together. But I do enjoy the social media aspect. I'm not afraid to do it. So yeah, it was fun.
So Hannah's your roommate, and seems like you guys probably hang out a bunch on the road too. But is she also your like road roommate? Is she your like plane or bus seat buddy? Or you got
We
a rotation?
Yeah, we do spend a lot of time together. She is my roommate. She is unfortunately not my roommate on the road. We thought that maybe some separation would be good. Um, I am actually roommates with Pelkey, so I get all the to see all the baby photos and I get updated. And then usually during like travel days and stuff, I do hang out with Hannah. We're kind of inseparable. Sometimes we get on each other's nerves, but we're mostly good.
To be expected from roommates.
Yeah, I was trying to set my computer up actually in our like living room. She's in the back. I was like, well, I don't really want you in the back of this, so I'm gonna go to my room. She was like, I won't say anything. Like I'll do like noise canceling so that I don't even hear you. I'm like, well, that's not what I meant, but it's okay.
That was
No,
very nice of her,
she's
though.
great. Yeah, yeah, no, she's great.
If you could pick your own goal song, what would you pick?
Ooh, I actually
Just
did
for
get
you.
I forget what it was called. I'll have to get back to you on that. I think it was a song by Soulja Boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think it was let me see if I can find it. Oh my God, it's Turn My Swag On by Soulja Boy.
Oh yeah.
You know that one?
That one had a moment, yeah.
That one did have a moment. I'm trying to bring it back, but we'll see.
Soldier Boy is an interesting one to bring back.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. I just like that song, and I used to dance to Crank That when I was a kid.
Oh,
I know
who didn't?
that was like a whole thing in elementary school, so for
Oh, for
me.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. And speaking of goal songs, I think the entirety of the Fleet fan base is wondering, did the team have any involvement in this goal song? It's the, for those of listening who don't know, it's the unwritten remix. And I
I
love Natasha Bedingfield, but we've got questions.
I actually have no idea. I
Okay.
have no idea.
All
Yeah,
right.
I
I
don't
just
know.
kind of assumed it was like a some kind of inside the team thing because it was such a out of the box kind of decision, but that's good to know.
No, I don't know. No idea. Was not involved in that.
Good to know. So
I think it's
you
much different than Crank That Soldier Boy. So
a bit, yeah, just a
just a
bit.
tad. Yeah.
So you have a dog. His name is Chance.
Yes.
Did he make it out to Massachusetts with you, or is he back home?
He did not. So he is with my mom. I absolutely love him. My mom actually FaceTimed me this morning so early, like 7:30, and she was showing me that he got this like massive stick on his walk, and he was like trying to bring it into the house. And she was like, "You can't even fit," because he was like trying to like go through the door with this massive long stick, and it just was hitting both ends. So then he was like, "What is going on?" So then he finally figured it out, and then my mom was like, "We're throwing that stick outside. Like you can't bring that in the house." Like um, but yeah, I'm excited to see him. It's been a few weeks that I haven't seen him, but usually when I'm in Toronto, my mom will bring him to the hotel to see the girls and stuff. So I'm excited to see him shortly.
Do you have any hobbies outside of hockey or any hidden talents?
Hidden talents and hobbies. I do like to shop. I do too much shopping. Um, I'm a sucker for a good restaurant, so me, Aaron, and Hannah are deciding to well, like I guess a certain day of the week or bi-weekly, however you want to say it, where one of us is going to pick a restaurant, then we're going to try it out because there's so many great restaurants in Boston. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I love to try a good restaurant. Seaport is amazing. Huge fan of just walking around. Um, I used to bake. Faith, that's on the call right now, is probably listening to this. And I used to bake, but I need to start baking again, maybe during the summer with my grandparents. Other than that, I wouldn't say any really hidden talents. Um, but yeah,
What do you bake?
depends. Depends what we're talking about. But I usually like my Italian grandma has showed me some of her recipes, and then also my Croatian grandma. So uh, I will definitely post some things if I do continue to bake over the summer. The thing is, I try to learn these recipes from my grandparents, and when they do it, they just like know what they're doing. Like they don't measure anything. It's just like
Yeah.
thrown in there. And I'm like, I'm trying to like write it down on my phone. And I'm like, so like how much did you just put in? And it's like a pinch. And I'm like, what's a pinch? Like I won't be able to do that. And then they're always like, you'll master it. Like you just gotta keep baking it, keep making it. I'm like, okay, okay, but I'm like trying to write it down, and they're just throwing in a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, you didn't even tell me. Like I gotta write down this recipe. But no, it's great. I love them, and I love baking with them, so it's fun.
Sounds like a good time. If there is one player that you have not played with that you would want to play with, who would it be?
Like on the fleet, or you mean like throughout the whole league?
Anybody, anywhere.
Anybody, anywhere. Hmm. That's a good question. I mean, during Canada, playing with Pooh was great. I would love to do that again. I mean, she's an amazing player, and an even better person. So I'll say her.
All right. So just a couple of quick ones then.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
I always get chirped for this because I say white, and they're like, "That's not a color, but white."
Okay. And we'll see if you get the reference here. Orange or romaine?
I didn't get it.
Yeah, okay.
That
Uh,
that went like this, right over my head.
it's all good. So the Fleet fans have really latched on to Peslerova's love for her orange during the game.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she's aware of that, but
Or Aaron's romaine.
Aaron's romaine. Is that real? Because we're not entirely sure. We just think it's funny.
Yeah, Pain by Romaine. That's
Perfect.
uh that's the Instagram you gotta follow. That's Aaron's salad.
Excellent.
Um yeah, I will go with Aaron's salad,
Okay.
her Pain by Romaine, just because I love seeing the content that she like we'll be at dinner and she'll order a salad, that photo is being taken and I'm like, hey, I was there. So
Is it
I
always
will
a
def
Caesar or is it
mostly
whatever?
yes.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's funny. Do you have a favorite fruit or vegetable to throw in there as well?
Okay, so I think it's almost close to watermelon season, and I got Hannah and I a watermelon. I love watermelon, but I also am a huge like strawberries. Strawberries and chocolate is deadly for me.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite spot so far in Boston, whether that's a restaurant, one of the parks, anything like that?
Um, I love I love Newberry Street to go there
That
for
makes
shopping.
sense.
But I would say restaurant Bodega Canal. I love their Mexican food. It's amazing. But any restaurant really in the Seaport area is would be great for me.
I think that's all I have for you. So thanks so much.
No
Um,
problem. Thank you for having me.
Much appreciated. And shout out to Faith for coordinating this.
Shout out Faith.